Alrighty guys, we got midnight in the shop and doing a little repair, pretty easy repair on it. During our first plowing event that I did, we had some clear pavement, and as I was in four-wheel drive and I was turning real tight, I was hearing a bit of noise coming from the driver's side front axle. Now, on dry pavement in four-wheel drive, if you turn sharp, you will feel like a binding in the truck. That's normal. You shouldn't be in four-wheel drive when the pavement's dry, turning sharp. You just push the button, get out of four-wheel drive when you're doing that, because you put a lot of stress on your drivetrain when you do that. Anyway, I felt more than binding. It was noise, a clicking noise. And normally that is your CV axle. When you hear that noise when you're turning sharp. So I'm in the process of replacing it right now. You can see I've got it removed, the old one. And there's really not much disassembly to get this out. Pretty much gotta take your tire off. You gotta pop your cap off there. And then there's a nut you take off your axle. And then you got bolts all the way around. And your CV axle will slide out. It'll slide right out the back. It's a little tight, but it will slide right out the back. I have a 6-inch lift on this truck, but I've done this on trucks with stock suspensions. I might have had to take out the shock on a stock suspension truck, but otherwise you can do it. I've done it. I'll show you my new parts here on the bench. So here's the new parts. Well, the old part and the new part. This is the old axle. I believe that is GM original. That's a GM original shaft. It's got quite a little play when you twist it. I was going to do this when I did the lift, but I just did so much stuff to it when I was doing the lift. I didn't have the funds to do everything, and this is one thing I didn't do. But I'm going to do one side here. Hopefully the other side I can do while I'm on the lift sometime, but I'm going to do it this time because, like I said, hearing a noise on this side. So there's the old one. This is the new one. I looked for an AC Delco shaft, and for some reason Amazon didn't have one, so I did go with a local CarQuest. This is a CarQuest, and this is a brand new shaft. It is not a rebuilt shaft. It is a brand new CarQuest shaft. I used one of these shafts on Dad's truck, and I was pretty impressed with it. It's actually still on his truck. He's never worn it out. I believe he put well over 100,000 miles on it. It seems to be fine and holding up just fine. So that's kind of the reason I went back to them and got another shaft. So hopefully this one is the same quality as the one I got before. But I guess we'll find out. It comes with a new nut. It comes with a new washer here to install it. You want to torque your bolts. These are 58 foot-pounds for these bolts, and then 177 for this nut here. I guess this nut's pretty important, guys, to torque this thing. I guess you can wreck your wheel bearings and stuff if you don't torque that right. So get out your torque wrench. Do your torquing on this thing so you don't end up wrecking something. Anyway, I'm going to wrestle this thing back into place. I'm going to install it. This thing is heavy. It's no lightweight piece of metal, and it kind of wobbles around. So I'm going to get her in there. We're going to get her bolted on. You will notice that I have a spacer here. And that's because of my lift kit. I got to add this spacer on the shaft. And then also got longer bolts than factory because of this spacer here. And that's all because of the 6-inch lift that I got on my truck. But anyway, I'm going to get this in there and start bolting everything down. Okay guys, so I got everything bolted on here. Just kind of snugged everything up. And I actually just torqued my axle nut there. You can see if you don't have someone with you to hold the brake or push the brake, something like this works out pretty good. I just got a piece of pipe. You will want to protect your lugs, because if you wreck your threads here, you're not going to get your wheel bolted back on. So you do have to put a piece of rubber or something over top of them, and then that will lock your wheel in place so you can torque it. Oh, I just torqued it with this really nice snap-on wrench Dad bought a little while back. I should do a little review on it, but it is super nice. It's electronic. It ain't the click one, so you turn it on and you set your thing. I got it set for 177 because that's what that nut is. And actually the reason I had to use this one is because I have a clicking one and it won't go up to 177. I don't know what this one goes up to, but I think it goes up quite a bit. But anyway, got that one torqued. I'm going to torque these other ones when the truck's on the ground. I'll go under there and I'll torque them down. And then I'll back the truck up. You can get to like 3 of them. And you back the truck up and I get the other 3 of them. But yeah, just about done guys. Got to get my wheel back on here. Drop her down. Torque these. We'll be good to go. That is one sweet torque wrench, guys. One sweet torque wrench. And there we go. Got everything back together, torqued down, ready to go. Little tip on torquing something like those bolts on that shaft. I like to mark them as I get them torqued, just so I don't forget one or whatever. Because you don't want to forget to tighten those. Bad things can happen, guys. Always torque your lug nuts too. You don't want to just throw them on with a wrench or anything, guys. Get your torque wrench out, torque them down. I believe 140 foot-pounds is what, 130, 140 foot-pounds is what these 2500s recommend, I believe. So that's what I do. So that's, I guess that's going to do it for this one, guys. Quick and easy repair. I think the hardest thing to do is probably to get that main axle nut out and then fishing it out from behind, because this thing, like I said, is heavy. It's kind of awkward, flops around, but overall not really a bad job. Probably looking at tie rod ends, heavy duty tie rod ends for this thing next. But we'll see what happens with that, guys. Anyway, I guess that's going to do it for this one, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you.